How your cat comes toward you can reveal a great deal about what they feel for you. The message begins with the way they move as they close the distance. When your cat heads directly toward you with their tail pointing upward. Feline communication has far more layers than many cat parents realize. A cat does not communicate with you through their mouth alone. The opposite end of the body has an equally important role. And no, I do not mean the butt. At least, not to my knowledge. I mean everything the tail has to say. Picture the following situation. You are relaxing on the couch, sofa, or whatever name you use for that piece of furniture when your cat strolls in with confidence. They look at you, and naturally, you look back. Adorable, isn't it? Almost immediately, the tail pops into a vertical position like a furry exclamation point, and your cat advances with such purpose and speed that they resemble a traffic officer determined to reach your windshield with a ticket before you pull away. As with nearly everything cats do, this is no random act. The movement is entirely deliberate. Cats are perfectly capable of acting distant and overly important whenever the mood strikes them. We all know that. This means a greeting is already reserved for a select group of humans, and a theatrical greeting like this one is an even greater privilege. Researchers reported in a behavioral science review that cats use an upright tail to express friendly intentions, particularly during calm social interactions. If your cat regularly holds their tail high in your company, you have earned top-tier status as a cat parent. Congratulations. Count that as a victory. If they also hurry enthusiastically towards you while holding it up, the message becomes even better. You make them feel such powerful warmth and security that they want to rush over and surround themselves with it. They lock onto you like a tiny rocket program to find happiness. When your cat greets you this way, they are essentially giving your character a 5-star review. Sometimes, though, that review becomes more personal, and the tail stops acting like a banner and begins behaving like a rope. When your cat brushes against your legs or nuzzles your cheek. Some cats have a very particular way of approaching their caregivers. Merely coming near you is not enough for them. They turn into a small furry bulldozer and make physical contact. Your cat rushes over, presses their face against your leg, brushes past you, and briefly loops their tail around your leg along the way. A cat's whiskers are not simply ordinary hairs that happen to be longer. Their proper name is vibrissae. Every one of them extends deep into the skin and connects to a dense supply of nerves and blood vessels. The nerve endings continually update the brain, sending tiny status messages about what surrounds the cat. According to Dr. Bruce Fogel in The Cat's Mind, each facial whisker serves as an exceptionally sensitive touch detector. It tells the cat precisely where their body is compared with surrounding objects, even when there is no light at all. In other words, your cat did not make contact with your leg accidentally. Wrapping their tail around you was completely intentional. Behavioral specialists explain in a feline socialization guide that rubbing serves as an important form of communication because it fulfills two purposes at the same time. First, the physical contact reinforces the emotional bond. Second, it allows the cat to leave their scent on you. As I have mentioned several times on this channel, your cat's face contains an extraordinary number of scent glands. The same is true of every cat, by the way. Yours is not unusually smelly. I just wanted to clear that up. By pressing their face against different things, including your shins, cats distribute their individual scent and identify those things as belonging to them. In this situation, your shins have officially become your cat's property. Logically, a cat would not choose to do that with a person they barely cared about. Why claim somebody they dislike? You would not invite a person on a date if you thought they were awful company, would you? A cat who approaches while rubbing against you has concluded that you are emotionally dependable. It makes perfect sense that cats save this behavior for the people around whom they feel protected. But what does it mean when the approach looks completely different? What if your cat comes closer with obvious hesitation? Could one of your actions be the reason? When your cat approaches at a measured pace and investigates with their nose first. After hearing the first two examples, perhaps you thought, wait, my cat never does either of those things. They come toward me very slowly. Does that mean they do not love me? It is easy to see why that thought might worry you. Imagine a cat inching toward you uncertainly, stopping now and then to inspect each part of the route with a curious sniff. Are they simply too anxious to get close to you? Are all those pauses a way of making sure it is safe to continue? The authors of a recent analysis of communication between people and cats report that felines pay close attention to a person's posture, vocal tone, and movement speed when choosing whether to come nearer or remain farther away. According to the researchers, gentle and consistent movements make a human more likely to gain a cat's confidence. If this describes your cat's behavior, what can their careful approach tell you about yourself? The most reasonable reading is that your presence feels peaceful but somewhat restrained. There is no reason to panic. It does not mean your cat considers you dangerous. It means that, from their perspective, you may not yet seem entirely open or easy to anticipate. This often happens when a cat has only recently become part of your life. If the cat has been with you for some time and the behavior changed without warning, you might have been more emotionally closed off lately. Your mood may also have felt different on that particular day. Everyone has difficult days, and cats notice ours because they know us extremely well. None of this is cause for alarm. Whatever is behind the behavior, the cat is gathering information. The crucial detail is that they still choose to come closer. They believe a connection with you is possible, even if something makes them cautious at first. It is similar to a friend saying, "Hey, would you mind if I sat with you? Is everything okay?" before joining you for a while. In the same way, your cat samples the emotional atmosphere before settling in for some company. At the opposite extreme, a cat may feel comfortable so quickly that, in their mind, they are willing to place their life at risk. Are you enjoying the information so far? Then give the video a like. It tells me you are enjoying it, so I can make more videos like this one. When your cat drops to the floor or exposes their belly, at least the cat believes they are putting their life at risk. If your home includes both a cat and a dog, you will regularly see something very familiar. The dog falls to the floor, rolls onto their back, and presents their belly. For dogs, it is about as ordinary as catching a cold. In a home with only a cat, however, this display is probably much less frequent. Cats guard the belly far more carefully. Most mammals carry essential organs in that part of the body, and cats are considerably slower to place their trust in others than dogs are. Dogs have benefited from many millennia of evolutionary history that taught them to rely on humans. Cats, however, have been domesticated for a far shorter period. Our soft, furry feline companions may need several thousand additional years before they trust people as completely as dogs do, assuming they ever reach that level. If your cat confidently walks over, suddenly collapses beside you, and reveals their belly, they believe you can be trusted not to cause them harm. That brings up an important distinction. An exposed belly is not automatically permission to pet it. In fact, the gesture may show that your cat assumes you will leave the area untouched. That expectation is precisely what allows them to roll around so freely. A cat who comes to you and falls over like this regards you as the safest person imaginable. To them, you represent absolutely no danger and would never take advantage of their exposed position. Few behaviors demonstrate a higher level of ease, but what can you conclude when the situation is reversed? What if your cat shows no desire to come near you at all? When your cat stays away or retreats to a hiding place. So far, we have focused on the different ways cats move toward people. Unfortunately, some viewers may live with a cat who rarely seems interested in approaching. That can feel deeply frustrating and painful. Still, I sincerely promise that you are not to blame. Not every cat makes an entrance like the star of a miniature parade. Some would rather hide, while others prefer to observe from a distance. Earlier, we discussed research showing how strongly cats react to signs of stress in humans. The authors of one study concerning emotional contagion stated that cats can identify human stress and deliberately modify their own actions in response. I can think of a few people who do not possess that degree of emotional awareness. If your cat occasionally decides to stay away, they may have detected tension in you or a broader sense that your behavior is difficult to predict. Perhaps you returned after a stressful workday and burst through the door like a storm, appearing more irritated than you realized. Or perhaps wonderful news left you so delighted that you began bouncing energetically through the house in a way your cat found slightly alarming. There is no need to become overly concerned. Your cat is reading the signals you are giving off and showing affection by allowing you the room you need. And since we are talking about overflowing happiness, does your cat ever start racing around for no obvious reason? In the video appearing on your screen, I explain zoomies, the sudden surge of energy your furry companion experiences. Click the screen and continue exploring the amazing world of cats with me.